Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every seam. It's the bigger love of the family.
Welcome in to 2024 Season 6, Episode 1, Chief Talk for this whole entire year. Welcome in. I have missed you. Have you missed us? Welcome in, Michael Carter. First comment of 2024. Beat out the Mac Bergson himself. Charles Adamson, welcome in. Gary Zanstra, Michael Z, Georgie Dermondy, Hunter Otts, Bob Ellis, Tourist, new face in here. Hunter Otts, other Family Matters Marathon. Michael Z's got the old fist pound and the smoke puff. Welcome in. Happy New Year's. Happy holidays. How have you guys been for the past few weeks? I have been fantastic. I feel short because I've got my camera pointing in the wrong direction. How are you guys doing? Bob Cigar Guy, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Bob Cigar Guy here. Glad to be on Chief Talk. Steven decided to extend my contract and allow me to come in every once in a while and be a special guest. So I'm privileged that I get to be on Chief Talk. Happy New Year. I'm glad we're back.
While I'm looking at it, Chief Talk, first show of the year, already hit 20 viewers.
Boom.
That was something that we did not close out 2023 with. The last 3 weeks, with the 3 episodes of Chief Talk, all were under 20 viewers. So we have already started off much better than I had anticipated. I actually thought that we were probably going to get like a max of 8 people tonight because we've been gone for so long. Thought maybe people have forgotten about us, but they haven't. Welcome in, all 20 people. Hunter Otts, thanks for hitting the love button over on Facebook. Jesurun Stockdale, thanks for hitting the like button over on Facebook. And for all of you who have hit the like button on YouTube, thank you so much. StreamYard just doesn't let me know who's hit the like button on YouTube yet. So big welcome into Banker John, Bryant, Redline Hero Firefighter. Matt Burton says, thanks, Chief, giving the people what they want, more BTCG. You know, if I didn't think all 22 viewers needed the Bob the Cigar Guy show to be the Bob the Cigar Guy show, it would probably just go back to me. But I got to keep the numbers going, so I keep bringing Bob the Cigar Guy back. Bob Ellis says, Chief, your audio seems a little off. BTCG is good. My audio should be coming through a microphone in front of me. So we've changed up the audio a little bit. You talking about like synchronization audio? Because the audio is currently connected to Bob's computer, not my computer. So that may be a portion as to why. I'm not sure. You guys just let me know. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. Hopefully it's something that we can work around. Sounds hollow.
Your beard looks a little majestic today.
Thank you. Went and got a trim and a shave today, so it is nice and majestic.
Very shiny.
So sounds like a room mic picking you up. Are you sure both? Well, just on the thing, are both mics showing on there, or is it just one mic?
No, both are going. And both are green lining.
Does it sound any different when I do this?
It got a little more feed, that's for sure. You want to do leveler?
I just don't. I don't understand. I don't know if the level. I've got a lavalier. Well, you be the talker.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Bob talk.
I have spent tons and tons of time lamenting over my cigar of the year list. Back and forth, lots of notes, moving things around because this year, partially because of PCA, was the hardest year for me to do a list because there were so many amazing cigars, and I actually left off a lot of cigars that I probably would have had on any other time. But 10 of the cigars out of the 23 for 2023, out of the 23 cigars, 10 of them, first time I ever smoked was at PCA. So it was amazing.
Go over your list for us because I did not watch the whole video.
I don't blame you. You know what? In my list, I say at the very beginning, the first 2 minutes, if you go to timestamp, blah, 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 I'm going to read my list off real fast. That's basically for Charlie Mintow from Half Wheel and anybody else picking up our list that don't want to hear all the stuff. Because, of course, I tagged almost all the cigar manufacturers that were on the list so that they could just quickly go to it and figure out where they were. So this year, 10 were first time at PCA. Number 23 was I was surprised at it. The Istanbul by Dali.
Number what?
23.
Oh, man.
Just snuck in.
I did not enjoy that cigar.
I did. And I liked the story. I love the band. I love the whole part of it. It's not just the flavors. It's the way it looks in the humidor. The way it makes you feel when you're smoking it. It's construction and flavors and all that stuff. So that was 23. 22 was the SP 1014 Black by Sanj Patel. Another small one. 21 was from Founders, the Douglas Habano. I really, really like that. I got that at PCA as well. Number 20 was the Sacrificio Habano Lancero. The only Lancero on my list, I believe.
I didn't smoke any of the Sacrificio cigars.
That was the PCA release. The Siri M Miami Cohiba. I could not believe that a Red Dot Cohiba was on my list because I don't like Red Dot Cohibas.
That Siri M is going to be in my top 20 list.
I'll tell you what, at $33 a stick.
It's a really good
It's
cigar.
a great stick, but boy, it is expensive.
It is a really good cigar.
Number 18, an old standard, the barrel fermented Pappy Van Winkle by Drew Estate. 17, another PCA was that West Tampa Red. I really, really like that one. 16, been on my list before, the Leather by Drew Estate. You just that cigars, if you just want to smoke something that just tastes good in your mouth while you're doing something, that's a fantastic cigar.
The Leather Rose?
The Leather Rose. 15, the Stillwell Star Aromatic number 1 by Dunbarton. 14 was a Knuckle Sandwich Habano by Espinosa. 13 was Operation Gothic Serpent by Hooten Young. First time I had that was a PCA. 12th was also from PCA, which was the Barbarossa's Invasion by Adventura. I really, really enjoyed that cigar. First time again at PCA, the Matapa by Foundation. Number 10, starting in the number 10 list was a PCA, Rare Leaf by Aganorsa. Number 9 was the American by J.C. Newman. Number 8 was the Silver Mesa Brule Blue. That was one I had to really jumped around the list a whole lot. 7 was the Cinco de Cinco by Hoya, because I know the master blender himself because they use my blend to make that cigar.
You use the Connecticut wrapper on your cigar.
Number 6 was the Red Meat Lover's Beef Stick by Dunbarton. Number
Chad Carpentier, thank you for the like button over on Facebook.
5 was the H99.
Which one?
I didn't jump into Vitolas because there was a couple sticks that I probably would have put in twice, and I just didn't want to give that much room to the list for one cigar, for one blend. Number 4 was Foundation's Senator. I was surprised that shook all the way down to number 4. Beating out number 4, the Senator, was the El Pulpo Artesano del Tobacco that I had tried at PCA.
No way.
Oh man, that El Pulpo, I would smoke that thing about every day. Number 2, barely squeaking for number 1, was the Ligaten Selección de Mercado Drew Estate International cigar, and number 1 was this delicious Sobremesa Brulee Wagashi by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and Cigar Dojo. Love that cigar. Now, your list, number 1, doesn't have the same criteria as mine does.
Right.
And number 2, your palate is not, I'm not going to say not as refined. It's not the same as mine.
It's not. Now, so going back to your list, the criteria, there is a definite criteria difference in your list and my list.
Bigly.
My criteria is having smoked that cigar for the first time in that calendar year. So you have cigars on your list that I have smoked previous to last year. The Senator being one of them. H99 as a blend completely by itself. You're right. I smoked that. Now, my list will include
Vitolas.
Well, hold on. My list this year, I believe, will include blends that have appeared in lists before, but they are Vitola changes.
Right. Okay.
I got busted last year by a couple Drew Estate fans who were like, well, why didn't you include this? And I said, well, because I've smoked that brand previous to this year. And they said, well, it's a completely new Vitola. And then a Drew Estate employee said, yeah, it's a completely different Vitola. I was like, that's not a bad idea to include Vitolas. So this year, right, one of the cigars that will most likely make my list is I could probably pull this up on my phone faster. I've got it on my computer and pulled it up, but I probably shouldn't do that because it's going to freak out my computer. Already got it open, so we're going to hope that it doesn't freak my computer out too much. So this year, Drew Estate released the H99 Flying Pig, right? They also, even though they didn't technically release it to stores, it was in a barn smoker bag, was the H99 Bellicoso. The H99 Bellicoso may be my favorite H99 ever.
Well, the H99 Pigs is not in stores either.
Well,
I didn't even count the
I saw a
H99
store
Pigs.
selling some boxes.
The only places, well, no, that's not true. There was one retailer at one barn smoker, and in his deal, he was allowed to buy so many boxes of cigars or something like that for retail.
I don't think there were any other.
There's the H99 Papas Fritas. There's the H99, Ancho Largo, the big one?
The Ancho Largo and the Papas Fritas were both released last year. Those two, though, probably not. I like the Super Ancho, the Ancho Largo Super Ancho, the big boy. I like that one, but it's not anywhere near my favorite H99, which I like all of the H99s, even the Phineas Cage, which isn't my favorite Phineas Cage, or isn't my favorite H99. But I have a lot of cigars. I actually charted these out and color coded so that I could make my official top 20 list. Because this year I'm actually doing a top 20 list instead of a top 10 list because I had so many more cigars I got exposed to this year. But But, Drew Estate, Hoya, Rumacraft, Ferio Tego, AJ Fernandez, a company called Hennies in Germany, Black Label Trading Company, JC Newman, Romacraft, Aventura, Room 101, Artisanal del Tobacco, Foundation, HVC, Dunbar Tobacco and Trust, Aganorsa Leaf, Slaughterhouse, Cohiba, Gurkha, Caldwell, Crowned Heads, Aganorsa Leaf, and Villiger, just to name a few.
JC Newman.
I said JC Newman.
Did you?
Yeah, because one of their cigars that I smoked last year for the first time is going to make it probably into my top 10.
Drunk Chicken?
I didn't smoke anything from Drunk Chicken.
Oh, did you not?
I didn't. I have them all still in my PCA bag. Let's see. So Mac Bergson says fixed. Charles Addison says, I still don't think your mic is connected, Chief. Sounds like only Bob is picking you up. Bob Ellis says, yeah, I shouldn't have said anything. I think it made it worse. Conrad says, agree, Charles, but we can hear you, Chief. Chico Ray says, Happy New Year, 2024.
My man.
Sammy Flo, hello, gentlemen, and happy 2024 to all. Sammy Flo, Diplomat Stores got them. The one by me has them. Chico Ray says it's the Super Ancho, and Sammy Flo is smoking an H99 Papa Fritas. I don't know what's going on with the why. Let me cut this microphone off.
Well, I just turned the microphone towards you a little bit, so maybe that picks you up a little better.
We've never had this issue before. They said my microphone got worse after plugging in the lavalier. After Max said it was fixed.
Unplug it out from under your beard. Hook it to the side of your shirt.
Let's do this.
Oh, that's nice.
How about now?
That's attractive right there.
How does this sound?
So you got a big tick. Or a Madonna birthmark. That big mole she used to have that moved all over her
It
face.
was Madonna, wasn't it? It was the model.
I thought it was Madonna.
Mike Carter says, are you guys loco with no Opus in your top 20?
I didn't smoke an Opus
I
this
didn't
year.
smoke an Opus. Now, you smoked Opus. We've smoked Opus in previous years.
Yeah.
So technically, Opus could make it into your list.
Into my list, like the Purple Rain Between Heaven and Earth. That's a great cigar. There's a couple other Opus that I like.
Bob Ellis says, honestly, still the same. Just going to unplug the lavalier then. If it's not fixing it. I don't understand what the deal is, because we're running the microphone in the same configuration as we do every week, just not plugged in my computer, it's plugged in his computer. Technically, shouldn't be an issue because his mic is unmuted from the stream. Sammy Flo says, no hat, Chief, new look for 24 shows? Nope, she's got a haircut today. I don't show up to my barber with a hat on, and I don't dare put a hat on after she's cut my hair because I'm afraid what she'll do to me the next time I show up. So sorry for the sound issues. I do apologize for the drop in sound quality. Not exactly how I wanted to start out 24.
I do tell my barbers when I go get my hair cut, I say, look, just let you know, I'm going to put my hat on before I walk out the door. So I don't want them offended. But
Sammy Flo says, hey, Mac Bergson. Now my camera is out of focus.
you're just having troubles today.
There we go. We're back. Large and in charge. Sammy Flo, thanks for hitting the love button over on Facebook. Do appreciate that. No, I honestly, I could save myself a whole lot of money and just when I go just go to Super Clips and get a haircut and just have them buzz it because I wear a hat as much as I do.
Right.
Chica Ray says the beard game is lit.
You can save a lot of money if you just start shaving.
Yeah, I could, but then a lot of ugly would come back. So, but no, I like going. I don't wear a hat to church on Sundays. I like to have to be able to do my hair for church on Sunday. Also, going out with my wife. Even just go out to dinner with all my kids. Sometimes I do my hair so my wife can brag to all the people around. Look at my man. I don't just have a hat on. Michael Z says, "Where's the lighter and travel humidor?" We asking the same question, brother. I did talk with before I get into that. Mac Bergson says, "Hey Sammy, my dad loved the Veterans book." So I did talk with our rep at Quality Importers, and he said that they are so back ordered right now that it's not even funny. I'm sure that a lot of companies are probably trying to get a lot of stock ready for 2024 in their humidors, because we're kind of thrown into the same loop as everybody else. Once an order is put in, they don't process us up to the top of the list, for Christmas time, or these are streamers or content creators. That we're just, we're a part of the same mill line that everybody else orders from. So blame your local humidors for buying too much Quality Importer stuff, because them buying more means that we have to wait. So when it drops, you guys will be the first to know.
And hopefully we will have a way for you to purchase it. That whole thing this year with the Christmas ornaments has just been frustrating.
I will not let anybody know that they are available until I get that sorted away. I'm not going to say, "Oh, we got them," but
yeah,
just wait.
No fault to Stevens. It just two different times, two different setups, two different everything. It just went to the pooper. It was just ridiculous.
Chica Ray says, "Which one you getting?" Chica Ray, we are getting some branded Pistola lighters. We are getting some branded 5-count travel humidors, and we are getting some branded Perfect Cut cutters. 2 different versions of the lighter, 2 different versions of the cutter, and 2 different versions of the travel humidors. One travel humidor will be in black with Bob the Cigar Guy's logo on it. One travel humidor will be in the OD green with my logo on it. We're going to have a black Pistola lighter that has Bob's logo on one side and my logo on the other. We're going to have a green Pistola lighter, the OD green that they have, that has Bob's logo on one side and my logo on the other. And then we're going to have black and white Perfect Cut cutters. One of them will have Bob's logo. One of them will have my logo. Sample says, "Matt Bergson, message me if you need Mo." Got some more likes over here. Mike Pfeiffer, Charles Adamson. Thank you for the love over on Facebook. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I contacted him the day after Christmas, I think it was. I was like, "Hey man, what's our ETA?" And he said, "Hey man, when I know, you'll know. So when he knows, I'll know. When I know, hopefully you guys will know very soon after, because we would like to be able to get that out, and out to you guys to be able to start getting some swag out." Chica Ray says, "That's awesome." Now, Bob, I forgot to ask you, and chat, I forgot to ask you guys, what are you smoking and what are you drinking?
Well, I'm working on that Wagashi,
You
the
got
number
Wagashi.
1 cigar.
I can't believe the Papa Saka didn't make your list.
I don't like the Papa Saka like I like
That's
the Wagashi
insane.
or the beef stick.
I didn't like the beef stick.
Oh, I did.
Was it the beef stick? Are you sure it was the beef stick, or was it the?
No, it was the beef stick, the one that he had at the PCA.
And the Wagashi, it's a good cigar. I don't think Wagashi will make my top 20 though.
Oh, I like the Wagashi a lot. I like the Brulee Blue a lot, and so I was bouncing between the Brulee Blue and the Wagashi a bunch. But I think I said it in the video, is that I kind of leaned on the Wagashi just because it's a little newer to me. It's a little more, I don't know. The Brulee's a little bit more on that creamy, tingly, sweet side, and this just backs off just a little bit between the regular Silver Mesa or the Silver Mesa Brulee and the Silver Mesa Brulee Blue. It runs right in the middle, and I really been jamming on it.
Yeah. Michael Z's got a single cask Aganorsa Leaf collab in 4 roses. Ooh.
And that's what I say about these lists. I mean, lists are fun, they're entertaining. If you've got somebody that a reviewer, their palate matches your palate, it's kind of a neat way to try out some things instead of buying a box deep on just wondering what's good and what's not. But the only list that's worth having is your list. So
Hi there says he's got a West Tampa Red and Benchmark Full Proof.
great stick.
Chica Ray, how does the humidor behind BTCG hold temp and humidity? Temperature depends on its environment. So we don't have a climate control inside of it. Humidity, it runs off the Cigar Oasis system, which is a great system. The Cigar Oasis runs, and so we got to keep it full. We have a lot of boxes inside of that humidor, as you can see behind.
Yeah, it's almost all boxes.
Behind Bob the Cigar Guy's head. There are a ton of boxes in there.
I just cleaned it out.
We're also humidifying boxes in there, but our cigars are great in there. Again, back to the temperature. It depends on what the room is. We try to keep the room in between 65 and 70 degrees. We run a heater in here during the winter. We run an air conditioner in here during the summer. The only thing that kind of sucks during the summertime is because it is so humid where we live, and we don't have a dehumidifier in here, we do notice that the Cigar Oasis doesn't run nearly as much as it does during the wintertime. And there was a point this summer where I came over and I looked at the little gauges that we have on our wall. We have some other little humidity sticks in there that tell us digitally the humidity and temperature in there. And they were reading like 75, and I was like, oh crap, let me open up the doors real quick and try to rush air out of here.
Wick out the air.
But if you're like I don't think we're over humidifying our cigars.
They're burning good. They're not tight.
Like humidity is escaping it, but I think humidity definitely creeps into that thing easier than humidity comes out of it. If that makes any sense. It's kind of like a sponge. Like until you squeeze the sponge, the humidity doesn't come out of it. But you can set a sponge in a humid area and it'll suck up all the humidity.
Pretty good thing.
Hunter Otts had an Alec Bradley post-embargo for the first time today. It was good. Have y'all had it? I think I have had an Alec Bradley post-embargo.
I have not. I thought about picking you one up.
There's not
but
much from Alec Bradley that I don't like. I just don't smoke a lot of Alec Bradley. Now, obviously, Magic Toast. Not a big fan of. Hi there says, I can take a few boxes to help you make the room, but I did not volunteer the boxes being. We can send you the empty boxes. We just put the cigars in there. No, Bob Scarga did some spring cleaning.
And I did do something like it's not exactly right now, but all the Herrera Esteliz, all the bands kind of line up the different colors. I kind of set that up that way. I got rid of some boxes that were almost empty and divvied them up, put them in our singles area, and opened up some room, and some stuff like that, and tightened up some bundles and stuff. But I tried to put stuff equal in all different spots.
Mal Chavez says something's different, Chief. Oh, no hat. Look, I've not worn a hat on Chief Talk before. I didn't even bring a hat over here to like appease you guys.
Years ago, I had people tell me, I didn't know you had hair on top of your head.
not much up there. But there is.
The heck, there's not. Look at all that.
You tilt that head down and turn
There
around.
ain't no, you and your mama. There is no bald spot on the
Wow.
back of my head. There is not. There's not at all.
That's all you got on the top of your head. It's a knot.
Not a lick.
Right back there.
No.
So Friar Tuck back there.
I got tons of hair on my head.
Yeah, it's coming out your ears and your nose.
That's true. No, my nose not bad. My ears, I hate it.
Bob Ellis says, so what does everyone else have as their number one for the year? That is a good question. You know, what are your guys' top cigars from last year? Whether it's, you know, top cigars that you smoked last year for the first time, or if just top cigars in general. But one of the reasons that I don't do top cigars in general is because I know for a fact the last year and this year it would be the same number one, and then the number one that I had from 3 years ago would be my number two. The number one that I had 4 years ago would be my number three. So my list really wouldn't change that much in the past 4 years, because I haven't smoked anything in the past year that would dethrone any of those top.
But see, that speaks to the quality of that. It's got a legacy to it. Like the Sobremesa Brulee or the Sobremesa Elegante and Cedro. It's the first time in 3 years that cigar hasn't been on my list.
Yeah, but I think you probably did that so that you could fluff up your list with other people on it.
No, I
Probably
did that
felt bad.
because I had the Brulee Blue and I had the Brulee Wagashi. And I'm sitting there going, and they're all Sobremesas. And I'm like, do I really want to put 3 Sobremesas on there? And would this take the place of that Sobremesa? And I decided that yeah. Well, because there were so many great cigars this year. We got so many opportunities to try so many different cigars from manufacturers. This is the first year that we have had a glut of manufacturers.
Yeah, Chico said thanks for the feedback on that. Trying to determine getting a wooden or a electric. If we could do those thermoelectrics, the Hyper Seal glass door, if we could line this whole entire wall with them, we would.
Absolutely.
But this humidor does great for what we need it. We have a studio that is climate controlled and sealed off from the environment. There's no windows in here. The only access point is through this door. We have a ventilation system that's all enclosed inside this room now. So it's pretty low maintenance for us.
Yeah. And
if
although
you got a garage and
that's
you're
different.
opening up that garage door all the time, I would probably say that if this is going to be exposed to outside elements through one door, I wouldn't do it. Because this is more of a back room cigar man cave type
inside
run.
Yeah. And this, albeit is an extremely expensive cabinet, we didn't pay extremely expensive prices.
No, we got a used price.
It was on Marketplace. This came from a vape store that was selling cigars, and they decided to quit selling cigars, and they had it sitting in their storeroom for a couple years empty.
Sean Crowley has got a T52 and a 15-year-old Redbreast.
And I got it for pennies we got it for pennies on a dollar.
Michael Z says his number one is the Stillwell Star Aromatic number one. Charles Adamson says, for your troubleshooting later, Chiefs audio is better on Facebook. Could be the software bridge. Bob Ellis says, I'll probably have to go to Papa Saka. Surprised me because I really didn't like the SakaCon. And that's how I was. I didn't like the SakaCon. The Papa Saka blew my socks off. While we're on the topic of
blew your socks off?
That's funny. While we're on the topic of Papa Saka, we are going to have on Mama Saka next week. Cindy Saka and Missy Vaughn and the First Lady are all going to be in studio.
Girls take over.
Kind of. It's going to be a girl stream with Chief in control. I'm still not able to relinquish control.
Well, maybe we should dress you up in feminine clothing.
No. Michael Carter says, Opus Blue, Opus Angel Share, the Padron 1964, then Umbagod. Ooh. Hi there, says my number one current cigar. Number 2, my next cigar. Number 3, the last cigar.
I ain't hating you. I ain't hating you for that.
Yeah, until one of your cigars that you smoke is a dog rocket.
So you smoke 3 cigars right after it, and you're back in the list.
Just don't ask me.
Don't ask me right now. Ask me tomorrow.
Michael Z says the Papa Sock was very good. Mac Burton says, sorry, had an escaped dog incident. Which
That's
one?
rough.
Holler Sam.
Ooh.
Charles Adamson, that's my dogs. They're my dogs.
Ooh.
Those are my dogs.
Ooh.
That ain't no ooh. Those are my dogs. As much as you abused me, you're not allowed to say ooh about child anything.
What? I can abuse. I never abused you.
Oh Lord. Whatever.
God, the whining.
I'm having to process some childhood trauma. I got in trouble because I bruised Jackson playing with him. Shannon yelled at me for bruising him. And I said, Shannon, I got bruised by my dad all the time. I was like, well, that's probably not a good excuse.
Now she can't stand me.
So
You're Peter.
It's kind of that, like the movies where the victim, defends the abuser. It's like, why did she defend her abusive husband, or why did he abuse him? Why did he?
Oh my gosh! Are you serious?
I am defending the abuse that I had to go through.
Are you serious? You broke my finger and you broke my foot.
I was trying to eat.
Neither time.
Gramble Frampton says, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Steel Bob says, I never think about keeping track either. Oh, Charles Adams says, I didn't keep track, Bob Ellis. Maybe I will try it this year. Bob Ellis, I never think about keeping track either. I really probably should. I don't keep like a super duper active track.
Me neither.
The thing that helps me keep track is media.
Instagram
right?
photos.
So when I get cigars, when I buy cigars, when I get cigars from PCA, when I get cigars gifted to me, when we get cigars sent to us from companies who sponsor the channel, before I smoke them, a lot of times I will say, ooh, I got to take a picture of this before I touch it, right? And that's why I have a dresser with a bunch of cigars stacked on top of it in Tupperware containers, and because I've got to take pictures of them before I smoke them, because I got to remember what I smoked over the year.
That's funny.
Right? And so I go back through my Instagram, I go back through the Bob Cigar Instagram, I go back through the channel, I go back through Chevetta Report, I look at things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I had that cigar. I like that cigar. Now, sometimes I have cigars that are so good that I'm like,
right?
No way I'm forgetting this.
Right.
Papa Saka, Artisan del Tobacco with the El Pulpo, right? Those are the Bigfoot from Big Sky, Blackfoot from Big Sky.
I've got a lot of guys into cigars over the past year, working day shift with everybody, and they're getting humidors now. A bunch of people got humidors. Billy Price called me and said, I got a thermoelectric. How do I season it? And so I had to FaceTime him for a half an hour and talk him through it. But I tell all the guys, I said, look, if you get a cigar you like, take a picture of it with your phone. If you don't like the cigar, or take a picture of the band. If you don't like the cigar, tear the band in half and take a picture of it. So next time you go into a store, into a humidor, you can just pull up and you say, oh, wait, I didn't like that cigar.
I've seen some really cool cigar journals here recently.
Matt Dominguez, his calendar.
Yeah, that's really neat. Now, mine would not nearly be as full as Matt Dominguez's calendar. I mean, he's got multiple cigars every day.
That boy killing it.
And then there will be some days like where I would have too many bands. I might just have to put bands per week.
You have to turn them sideways.
I might just have to take a picture, collage it, shrink it down, print it out, and then put it on the week. My cigar of the year was the Crown ZOG.
What is the CRWNZOG?
Sammy Flo says, I don't do lists, but I favored the following in 2023. The UC10, I knew that was going to be on your list. King's Gold, El Pulpo, Sans Patel 1014, and the H99.
Now, a little known fact, the King's Gold is the only band that's metal.
Bob Shamus,
I love you, buddy.
Going back to a Master Blend 3 Churchill New World King
Master Blend 3 is amazing.
But the Casa Cuevas Sangre, or the Cuevas Sangre Nueve, and the DE Black and the M81 are hitting the spot for me lately. Nice list, Val. Max says, my prediction, Chief will have no control.
My prediction, First Lady will give things away.
Bob Ellis says, Blacken was definitely in my top 5. I really like it.
Chief will hover the mute button.
Charles Adamson says, haha, You think you can control that, Chief?
He'll throw commercials in.
We're gonna find out. Texas Taurus says, how many cigars do you guys smoke a week? I'm pretty dialed in with basically what I smoke per week. It's 2 or 3 on Monday because I smoke with my buddy Jamie most every Monday, and he and I built a shed lounge a couple of years ago now. I think we've got a full year into it now. So sometimes I'll smoke one on the way over and finish it while I'm at his house, and then light up another one. And sometimes I might light up a third. So we'll just go on the low end there. And then I usually don't smoke again until Thursday. Now, Thursday I'll smoke one on the way over. I'll smoke at least one in pre-work. I'll smoke at least one during the show. Usually I've got another one in there somewhere, but I'll go on the low end just for kicks and giggles. And then I definitely smoke one on the way back home. Every week I'll call Jay Bates. He and I talk. I got a 35-minute drive home. Perfect time for me to light up a cigar, do a little bit of work, close things out here in the studio, drive home, finish talking to him, pitch the cigar, go inside. So that's 4 for Thursday. And then usually I'll get in 2 or 3 between Friday and Sunday. Might smoke one Friday afternoon when my wife gets home and she's playing with the kids, especially when the weather's nice. I'll definitely smoke one on Saturday because Saturday is trash day. So I load up the trash can in the back of my truck. Any other trash bags or boxes or anything needs to go to the dump. And I'll put it on the back of my truck, light up a stick, take my 15-minute jaunt to the trash dump. I got about 10-15 minute wait from the back of the line to when I can dump, and I got another 10-15 minutes on the way home. So I definitely smoking one there, and I might even smoke one later in the afternoon on Saturday. Usually don't get the one on Sunday because I teach youth every other Sunday, so I don't have much time in the afternoon to smoke one, especially with the weather way it is right now. So that puts me at 7, 8, 9 in a week on a good week.
That's 550, 600 cigars a year.
Is it?
Yeah. Because you're not taking into account barn smokers and PCAs.
Correct. Now, when I do barn smokers, that's
stuff like that,
week.
right? So my weeks are all over the place. I can't do a per week. I did the math on it per year.
468 if I smoke 9 a week.
Yeah. But you do more. That's what I'm saying, about 550.
Yeah, I'd say I'm probably in the 600 range. I'm willing to put another 132 cigars in there between multiple barn smokers, PCA, vacation. Because like when I go down, like every summer when we go down to the beach for vacation, we're there for 6-7 days. I'm out at the pool every day. Sometimes the kids go down for naps and Mama sits up on the pool deck and reads a book or something, and I'm in the pool by myself smoking a cigar, having myself time. So I might smoke 2-3 cigars a day over 6-7 days. That's 21 cigars, or 18 to 21 cigars just there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say 600 cigars in a year is probably standard line for me. You're probably double that.
No, I'm thinking I'm between 2,000 and 3,000 a year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's averaging. No way.
Yes, sir.
That would be averaging 9 cigars a day.
Over the whole period of time, that'd be easy. That'd be easy for me. When I'm shooting videos, if I shoot 2-3 reviews in a day, I'll come in before I set up my shot. I'll smoke a cigar while I'm doing it. Then I'll smoke the cigar during the review. And then while I'm editing, I'm smoking 1 to 2 cigars, depending on the editing per video. And then after that's done, I'll smoke a couple cigars, probably just sitting in here, chilling out. If I'm working in the yard or working in the shop or doing some projects or something like that, I am just one after another. And because I'm not paying attention to my cigar, I'm smoking fast. I'm smoking so fast that I'm running through a cigar every 20 minutes.
You're not running a full fast cigar in 20 minutes.
Bruh, when I'm not paying attention, if I'm working on that lathe and I keep the cigar in my mouth, I will run through that cigar in 20 minutes. I'm not talking about going with the Elefante and Cedro. I'm not talking about the Gran Elefante.
I think it may feel like 20 minutes. I don't think it's 20 minutes.
No, it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick.
Hunter Ott says, I like the Blacken, but it's not something I would normally go to. That's how I am. I'm not a big Blacken fan. I'll smoke it every once in a while. That's more of a cigar. That's probably the high-end yard guard for me. Texas Taurus says the Blacken whiskey is good. It's all right for me. Hunter Ott says about a 10-pack that didn't last long. Hunter Ott says around 12 in a week. Mac Burke says elder abuse. Shut up, old man. Texas Taurus says I thought my 5 a week was a lot. Oh, shoot, man. My 9 a week is not a lot. I mean, Steve Saka smokes 10 cigars a day.
A day.
Yeah, but you can't shake a stick at that because he's only beating you by 360 cigars a year. If you're counting 9 a day.
Bruh.
I think your numbers are low.
When I do barns, if I do a barn smoker weekend, I'm smoking 20 to 30 cigars in those 2 days.
Okay.
If not more.
Like, yeah, I don't doubt that. But again, it goes back to like here recently, Instagram's kind of been telling on you, right?
No, I've been posting up everything I smoke.
The other day, you posted like four or five pictures on Instagram, right? But that was your day off. So now you're going to work 4 days in a row. You're not smoking any cigars on those days.
Yeah, but not every cigar I smoke is. Sometimes I smoke a cigar and I'm like, oh, I need to take social media pictures. I need to, and I'm not doing like I used to do, where I just held the cigar in my hand and took a picture of it.
Sure.
Right? I'm editing it. I'm setting up the shot. I'm setting up the lighting.
That's all you're smoking. What I'm saying is like, yeah, you might be smoking 9 cigars on Monday and Tuesday, but you're not smoking any cigars on Wednesday. You smoke 2 cigars. You smoke 1 cigar during Chief Talk, like you. You're not gonna light up another cigar tonight.
Dude, I smoked 1 before we got started.
Okay, so you're on 2 for today.
See, what I'm saying is, like, this is my 5 day. I will be smoking a ton of cigars the next 5 days.
But not every day.
Yeah.
You won't.
I probably will miss.
Say 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 days, you'll smoke a handful of cigars.
Oh no!
I think 2 of the days you won't smoke a single cigar.
I did the math saying that it was between 2,000 and 2,500.
That's a 500 cigar swing.
Yeah, because I cannot say empirically exactly how many cigars I smoke a day, but I did the math and I said, okay, on the low side is $2,000, on the high side is 2,500.
My thing though is when you get to a 500 count swing at such a high number already, that's an even bigger swing in my opinion.
What?
If 2,000 is your low number, right? 2,000, just so I have the correct math in front of me, right? 2,000 means that you have to average
7.5.
5.4 cigars a day.
Oh, that's easy.
Every single day.
Oh, that's easy.
That's every single day. That's every
easy.
day you work.
That's
every
easy.
Holiday. That's every family
Absolutely.
weekend. That's every vacation
Absolutely.
day. And now you're adding in an additional 500 cigars, which is another 1.5 cigars. So now you've gone from a 5.5 daily number to a 7.
Yeah, the 5.5 is easy. Easy.
I don't know. I don't think 5.5. I don't think you sustain 5.5 365 days a year. I don't think you do it. I'm not saying I don't think you can do it. I think you can do it.
No, I could smoke more than that a day if I really wanted to.
When you get sick, you don't smoke.
I don't get sick.
Whatever. You got sick like 3 times last year.
No.
Oh, boo-hooed up.
No.
No, I'm willing to say that you smoke between 1,000 and 2,000 cigars, and I think the 2,000 number is really giving it.
I'm leaning a little bit higher.
I don't think you smoke 5 times more than me. I don't think it's right.
You got to remember, I review a lot of cigars.
You do.
You don't review cigars.
Correct.
You take photos and you smoke
Correct.
your cigars for the photos for some of them, and some
But
of
you're
them you
not
don't.
doing-
Some of them you just put on the table with
you're not
a
doing
with a
1,000
plant.
reviews a year.
No, this year. Well, I don't know how many I did because we
You didn't do
erased
1,000.
everything. We erased everything from YouTube twice
do
this
1,000.
year. No, I did.
That would require.
I probably did over 300.
Okay. I don't know about that.
I probably did over 300.
No.
You got to remember right
that
now.
Would be a review
Okay, now wait a
every
minute.
single day.
No, it wouldn't. Because sometimes I would double up on reviews on review days, and
You didn't
50
post a review for over a month.
50 something days is Drew's Day. 50 something days is Saka.
Yeah.
Then I had another review thing where it was every other week, so that's another 26. So just that right there is 200-300 cigars, and that's just the ones I'm smoking
That's
on channel.
130 cigars.
That's the ones I'm smoking on shot. Now I'm smoking before. I'm smoking
We're talking
after.
about reviews.
I'm
that you
smoking
posted.
others. Yeah, that's just.
You haven't even made the halfway point yet with just those numbers.
No, but I smoke previous and I smoke post and I smoke.
We're talking about reviews, not cigars it took to get the review.
I'm talking about the number.
You didn't post any reviews during all those PCA videos.
I did 20. I did a review a day. I was in them. Every last one of them, I was smoking a dang cigar.
No, what I'm saying, and not all of you smoked a cigar. Not every single one. No. You didn't smoke one with Mac. You didn't smoke one with my father. Those are two. You didn't do one with. You didn't smoke one with Left and Lobs. You didn't do one with Peter James.
I did smoke one with Left and Loms. It was that German cigar.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. It was that German cigar
You didn't.
because I didn't like it. He said, "This is a very good cigar," and I didn't like it.
Texas Taurus says cutting down to one-time wheat. Woo! Hi there says blackened with blackened whiskey is good though. Hunter Ott says Texas, most of those are factory smoke.
Now, if I had to buy everything I smoked, I might smoke 20 cigars a year.
Hunter Ott says can't afford many $10 cigars a week.
I can't either.
I'm with you there. Charles Adamson says nothing fancy. I should just write down or save the band. I like something so I don't forget. People have band jars, right?
Shadow
Michael
boxes.
T says I'm not commenting in Texas if you think 5 is a lot. And you can find deals. Like just because you smoke $5-10 cigars a week doesn't mean you paid $50 for it.
Right, you just scarf it.
Right? You get a cigar of the month club. Right?
Yeah.
You get 6 cigars for $25. You can go to Cigar Bid. You can get you 10 cigars for $15. Right? You can buy your factory smokes. You can buy
And other websites will have a deal.
Get gifts.
Right.
People gift you cigars and whatnot.
Go to an event, you get cigars there. Buy so many, get so many free.
Hunter Ott says good advice, BTCG, but before tearing the cigar band in half, give that cigar one more try.
It's fair.
Charles Emerson says need an app like Vivino for wine. I think there is
There is an app.
cigar tracker or something like that. Mike Carter says a week, maybe 8. I'm in the 7, 8, 9 range. Because not every week I'm hitting that number, and not every week I'm under that number. Texas Taurus says factory smokes are solid for the price, but the Rico Barrotas are my favorite budgets. Hi, everybody.
Karen.
It was 14 minutes ago. We've been talking for so long. I've got so many comments to read. I got to remember to send BTCG some crowns. I know Chief won't appreciate them. Oh, are they squishes? Hunter Ott says, Texas, I'll have to look for those. Rick Carroll, my man, says, top new to me cigars, Olmec Maduro Cinco de Cinco in the H99. Have you had the Olmec Claro, Rick? Have you had the Olmec Claro? Claro, in my opinion, blows out Maduro. Same with the Matapa. The Matapa Claro blows out the water at the top of Maduro. Texas Taurus, I really enjoyed the Herrera Esteli Brazilian Maduro and Habano. CAO BX3, ooh, great cigar. And too many to list. CAO BX3 made my list last year, I believe. Olmec Claro, then H99 Super Ancho from him.
All right.
Michael Carter says still at 50%. Leave a like. Yeah, buddy. Bob Ellis, I've still got to try that Olmec. Yes, you do. Rick Carroll loves the Master Blend 3. Gary
I do too.
Zanstra, I've heard of people who write down and review all their own cigars.
A cigar journal.
Yep.
I had one, but I got you start getting overwhelmed with it.
Texas Taurus Oscar Leaf Maduros are tasty as well. Michael Z says the Olmec is fire. Paul Chavez says I'm smoking 3 to 4 a day. I'm lucky, retired, and have the time. You enjoy those cigars. Texas Taurus, I write down stuff and save YouTube cigar reviews to a rolling list of what I smoke. Not a bad idea. Jamie Vaughn says I hated the Maduro, but Chief gave me the Claro last Friday. It was amazing. It is. It's a fantastic cigar. That Olmec Claro. If the Signature wouldn't have been number 1 last year, the Olmec Claro was number 1 because the Olmec Claro was number 2. But the Signature had it at the end of the year last year, and it's just such a good cigar. I think if I had to like overall rank them, like including price, like affordability, whatnot, I would probably put the Olmec Claro as my number 1 overall cigar right now, just because it's you can buy pre-release.
I found that when I was cleaning out the humidor.
You didn't find them out of that top?
No, I didn't. I didn't touch any of the single drawers.
I got like 10 of them.
You had like 10 of them. Did I tell you I smoke 2,000, 2,500 cigars a year? Now this is the pre-release. We got this at the Florida Barn Smoker last year, I think it was, or 22.
Yeah,
22.
22. Yeah, right.
Yeah, this is the Phineas Gage pre-release. I was lucky enough to have a couple of those.
Rumcraft and Temperance Volstead. Great cigar. Great cigar. Love the cigar. Texas Taurus says, Val, that's awesome. Enjoy. Bob Ellis says, right now I'm looking to smoke 1 a week. Too cold outside to be out there very long. Now I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I have a studio here to smoke in on Thursdays. And like when I was writing down my list of what days I smoke, the times that I smoke multiple cigars are either on Mondays or Thursdays, because Mondays I can go to Jamie's. We have an indoor heated and ventilated area, which is fantastic. Nice comfy chairs and even better company. And then
I can't argue with you.
And then Thursday,
Jamie would be better company than hanging out with. Oh wait.
Anyways, on Thursdays I come here to the studio where it is heated, AC, got liquor, coffee, refrigerator with drinks in it, and everything that I need to take photos and make videos as necessary. So I'm pretty blessed this time of the year, actually all time, because during the summertime I don't like sitting out in the heat either. It's nice to come in here in the air conditioner, or when I'm at Jamie's house we have an air conditioner in there too. It's nice to sit in the air conditioner, not
sweating,
get your balls sweat off. Hunter Ross says the Olmec is great. Bob Ellis says Charles Adams says true. Bob Ellis, I'm burning too much propane again. Mac Bergson says who has a better life than Bob the Cigar Guy?
I love that Mac Bergson.
Mac Bergson's got everything.
He is the Milwaukee man.
Saving Flow says based off the last video, Bob is smoking cigars a third of the way and putting them down. Michael Carter says it's 5 or 6 per day, Bob.
The last video, I'm smoking cigars a third of the way. No. If you looked at my ashtray, which I'm not going to really zoom in on, if I don't finish the cigar in the review, I finish the cigar. I'm still frugal. I'm gonna smoke that cigar until it's nothing finger burning zone.
Now PCA, you didn't finish every cigar.
I tried so hard though. I gave myself. I got loopy a couple times because I was smoking it so fast.
Cigar either?
Yeah, Black Label Trading. Aromacraft, I didn't either.
No, you didn't. They gave us cigars though. We didn't smoke one during the review. They gave us cigars.
A couple.
Mac Bergson says been enjoying seeing your clips of Gracie, Bob the Cigar Guy.
Boy, I tell you what, we tore that truck up last weekend.
Samflow says the new Mr. 3000. We're getting into comments while we were debating. Michael Z says retirement, the best Val. Rick Carroll's at 12 a week. Michael Z's 18 to 20 a week. Woo! High there is at 5 to 7 a day. Nice. Uncle Larry says 5 to 9 per week. Matt Burton says BTCG is the Wilt Chamberlain of cigar reviewing. The 100-point game.
Wilt the still.
Charles Adamson says the Chiefs list for 23 done yet? If not, when? It is not done, but I do plan. I wanted to get my hair cut before I shot the video. Okay, there's a lot that goes into my videos.
You know, the barber was open the week before and the week before and the week before.
Hold on. I'm not slandering my wife here. But I had my hair appointment scheduled for last Thursday. Last Thursday, I had my hair. And then what happens day after Christmas? My wife says, hey, we're going to go to the zoo on Thursday with my aunt, and she's gonna take us to the zoo for the kids' Christmas. And I said, that's great. Let's do it.
Here's the thing.
And then I said, oh, crap, I got a haircut. The thing is with my barber is she's so booked, I have to book a month out to be able to get the spot that I need. Luckily, just so happened, there was a spot open for today. Because if y'all have seen my hair today, woo,
here's
bad.
Here's the thing. Come closer. The reason people have said that Bob the Cigar Guy is you can put that camera back where it belongs there, turd butt. Bob the Cigar Guy is the people's cigar reviewer. He makes sure that on New Year's Day, you have your list. That's right. It's important. Some people... Please! I've got more going on than you do.
You have the ability to come out here every single day, by the way. Right.
Dude, I put in 50 to 60 hours a week at work. Every week.
Uncle Larry says, what size is that Roma? I am not sure off the top of my head which size Roma this was. It's not a Toro. I'll have to go do some digging on it, Uncle Larry. Rick Carroll says, had the Claro. Do like it, haven't had the other one. Steve Harvey says, Bob, you don't cleanse your palate before smoking another stick?
Usually, I attempt to. Now, if I know I'm not going to be able to, and I need to get the content out, I will stagger the reviews lightest to darkest. I also will edit between the reviews, so that'll give me an hour to an hour and a half to possibly 2 hours between videos to allow me to kind of have a reset. If I get over 3 reviews in a day, I think it does taint the review just a little bit, but not to the point to where I think I'm not giving a honest, clear review. Is your computer dead?
Yeah, I'm just trying to connect because we have the audio connected to you. I'm just not jumping on around. I'm trying to get this dang band off. Romacraft bands are so freaking embarrassing to get off. I wish Skip would fix that. That really frustrates me.
So Rick Carroll said, I need to try the Matapa. Max said, maybe we will get that list by March.
That list always comes out within the first 2 weeks of January, by the way.
Have to keep that hair high and tight for the camera. Chief, don't call it a hair appointment, please. Mac Bergson said, turd butt, hilarious. You said your hair appointment.
Did I?
Maybe.
I thought I said I booked.
Max says, BTCG gives the people what they want. And Steve Harvey says, I smoke 1 to 2 cigars per week. It's funny. In the statistic, this is a 4 or 5 year old statistic now, where the census was gone around and asked people if they were cigar smokers. Less than 2% of Americans consider themselves cigar smokers. Out of that 2% of America, 90+% of people smoke less than 5 cigars a year that consider themselves cigar smokers. So
I think
the
that
people
number has definitely changed
because of COVID.
No, because it's the cigar boom has happened.
Well, that's because of COVID. The cigar boom happened.
I think it was happening right before then. I think it was right before COVID.
I think COVID really amped up.
COVID helped, absolutely. But I think the cigar boom trend was on the rise.
I mean, it used to be that cigar manufacturers wouldn't do anything December, January, February, March because nobody was smoking cigars.
Yeah.
And now there is no downtime. There is no restock. There is no get the factory up and running and everybody take a little break and let's get back to work. The demand is constant now. I would still believe that up north the demand is less because of the climate, because of the weather. But there's an explosion of local smoke shops with humidors, with lounges. So people have a lot more options to go to lounges. We've had at least 7 or 8 new lounges within the past year and a half pop up. Went to Torch Friday night. Neat little lounge. There's I can think of 3 other lounges. Cigar Socials one. Uh, Pete Lee's got a new cigar shop up. There's lots of lounges popping up everywhere.
Steve Harvey says price also happened. Sammy Flo says, good night, my guys. Good night, boss man. See ya. Now I do want to give a big shout out to Hunter Ox Rick Carroll for hitting the love button on Facebook. Jez Run Stockdale, Chad Carpentier, Charles Adamson, Mike Pfeiffer, Benjamin Todd Fry, Mac Bergson, Eric Herb, Sammy Flo, and 3 others liked the stream over on Facebook. So appreciate that greatly, guys. I bet you guys sound on me. My mic was not muted. Yeah, you've had a couple companies who have gone up in price over the past, or for this year. Some companies went up in price last year. It's not a huge price hike, but you buy 10 cigars, you're looking at sometimes $10 more for a box of cigars. $20 if you buy a box of 20 cigars. If you buy the cigars that are affected by the 4%
Right.
hike.
I wonder if more manufacturers have reduced their box count. Because there are a lot of 10 counts out now.
You see Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Foundation cigars are 2 that I can think of off the top of my head right now, where you see 13 count
13.
boxes. 12, 13 count boxes.
Yeah.
Like that box of Olmecs 12, 6 and 6. Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, notorious for like 13. So it's you have that. I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of that because it allows me to buy a box of cigars for cheaper than I could have bought the box of cigars for. It's cheaper to buy 13 cigars than it is buying 20 cigars.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? So I guess it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. Eventually, if the prices continue to go up, eventually you'll be paying for 13 cigars what you were paying for 20 cigars. But
the price of everything is going up.
Well, yeah, correct.
I mean, that's just the way it is right now with inflation and.
Well, hopefully with that, workers' wages are going up at the same time.
Not parallel. I don't think they've.
No,
ever
they're not.
gone
They're
up
not
parallel.
parallel. They're not. But some jobs are. Matt Burton says new cigars might have fewer cigars, but you are not supposed to drop your count due to the FDA rules, at least for those that are following the rules.
Yeah, be doggone.
That said, the rules will change soon. Mike Z says, do you think it would be better to get rid of 10 count boxes and just sell them in packs instead? It would be cheaper. I wish that companies would offer 2. I wish companies would offer them in boxes, and I wish companies would offer them in packs. Because, 1, I'd like to pay less for the packaging that come in. Because for some cigars, I don't care what the box looks like.
But a lot of people do.
Some cigars, the boxes are trash.
A lot of people
Boxes
do.
are trash.
And if you go into a humidor at a lounge, and you go into a shop and you go look at their humidor, and they've got nothing but the Butcher Block wrapper packs, which I'm fine with it, but it doesn't present the same way. And it's a whole cottage industry. If we didn't do boxes anymore, there would be probably cities
Sure. Well,
in countries that, I mean,
I don't know about that. Yes. For some companies, they are, handmade from, like the American, right? Is American sourced wood for the box, American sourced paint, American sourced ink, American sourced paper, American sourced tobacco,
hinges and
American sourced
everything.
roll.
Right.
So it's it's 100%. Some companies like Drew Estate, they make their boxes in house, right? When we were in Nicaragua, we got to see the whole back room where they were making boxes. But again, I'm not saying completely take out boxes, but I do wonder if more people would buy packs of cigars that came in
Bundles.
rather than boxes. Even if you kept it the same price,
just for the convenience of space. When you break down all the wood from one cigar box, like if you took all the wood from this Selección de Mercado box, right? There's probably 4 or 5 cigars worth of space in just
Fair
the
enough.
wood in this box, right?
But
Not
you know, but
everybody-
when you have friends over and you pull out that box and you open it up, it becomes a whole new presentation.
Yeah, but how many times have we had people over to the studio where we have brought out a plethora of cigars and lined them up nice and pretty
That's
on
true.
this tray,
That's true.
right?
That's
We've done that multiple times, and it's a dope presentation.
Right.
So what if Drew Estate makes humidors, Drew Estate makes swag? What if Drew Estate made trays where you could display Robustos or Toros or
So kind of like the Bovita humidors, the acrylics.
no. A tray that's Drew Estate branded.
They have that. The Swamp Rat.
No. A personal tray that you
Oh,
could buy.
okay. Okay.
That you could put in your humidor, you could put in your lounge, you could put at your house, that when it's time to impress your friends,
Talking about the end consumer.
when it's time, yes, when it's time to impress your friends, when it's time to impress your colleagues or whoever, you bring out 12 Selección de Mercado, but they're in this nice presentation tray instead of a box.
That's fair.
And then when you're done at the night and you have 10 cigars left over or 6 cigars left over, you're not putting 6 cigars in a 12-count box and then putting that box back in your humidor, which is now taking up an additional 6 cigars worth of space.
That's true. That's true.
Because what do people do when they go to lounges and the lounge is selling empty boxes? Ooh, let me buy that empty box and I'll just throw my cigars in that box and I can put that box in my humidor. It looks like I got a box of cigars. I'm just holding all 30 of these cigars that aren't Undercrown 10s,
Mm.
right?
Max says he knows some great cigars that sell for $1.19 a pack. Do tell.
Max says, I don't think we do make our own boxes. We silk screen them, but I don't think we make the extra box. They were hammering in the hinges
Yeah.
in Nicaragua when we were there. Now that might be just the hinges. They might get the bottom and the top assembled, and they might put in the clasp and the hinges. But when we were there,
And they also had to humidify them. Remember?
but that's just what we noticed when we were on safari. Maybe they were just doing it first while we were there.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was certain boxes. Maybe it was just Liga boxes. Charles says bundles are great for budget sticks. I do like the presentation of a good box for the expensive ones.
I do know if you're at a lounge and you're a retailer, let's say you buy a box of Ligas and then you need more Ligas, instead of them selling you the box, they will send you refills. And it's 25 count in cellophane, like a bundle, and then you just refeed your box instead of
Oh,
getting
they
another
do
box,
Ligas.
another box. I just threw out the word Liga just for the
Oh.
Liga, but
Yeah,
I know they do it for
Yeah.
Pappies. I know they do it for
Well, it's like you go to a barn smoker, right?
right. It's the same
And when
setup.
they have when barn smokers have all those cigars out at the Pappy activation or the Herrera activation, the Hoya activation, they didn't bring 50 boxes of cigars.
Right.
They brought 50 bundles of cigars. Cheaper to ship, easier to pack,
Less space,
less trash,
less
dump.
cost. Yeah.
Right.
God, think how many boxes would be left over to Barn Smoker after that was over.
Gary Zinch says, I prefer bundles. Boxes take up too much space. Michael Z agrees. And then Matt Bergson says that that Selección de Mercado box was beautiful. It says, I don't remember seeing a Liga bundle. We might, but I don't remember seeing one. He corrected, so he just said Liga to say Liga. I don't think Liga does. Now, we have, well,
No, I know of a Liga that's bundled. Liga 10.
but that might just be for certain circumstances. It might not be for shops.
Maybe.
Because when we get sent stuff from companies, it's not just Drew Estate, but from our sponsorships or companies send us stuff. A lot of times they send us bundles of things.
Right.
And they're not in nice butcher paper bundles. They're in plastic cellophane bundles.
I don't know if we
well,
got
not
one.
cellophane, it's just plastic wrap around individually cellophane cigars. At the very top. Yep. That was not good. You got a wedgie there.
Do So
I solely.
thank you. So that's how they would come. These are Norteños, like that right there, and then it's got all your information on the back and the bottom. And I think that's a retailer bundle.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think they would post that up just for farm smokers.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna put me back on solo layout for the time being. Uncle Larry says bundles would be great for brick and mortar. And the thing about brick and mortar, right, is they got to have boxes for presentation, right? They got to have boxes because if you just have a bunch of cigars
sticks
laying out, on a rack, damage could happen. Presentation's not great, or not as great as it could be. So, but for me, I wish that they would sell them in paper wrap bundles or
like the Umbagog.
or some, Umbagog, Kentucky Fire Cure, other cigars go about doing
Shadies.
bundles. There are tons of bundles, even a cardboard box, right? Just I want something that's going to protect my cigars, keep my cigars bundled to where I can get them, and I have those cigars, and then save me $5 on a box fee, right? Steve Schuefelt says I take them out of the box into the humidor as soon as I get them, and that's another thing is like a lot of people they don't want to humidify boxes. They don't want to put their boxes in their humidor or in their cooler doors because they're taking up space. They take up a lot of space. They take up a lot of humidity.
I know.
And then if you've got a box that, like, if you're not if it's something that you smoke once every other month or whatnot, and you're craving, let's say I'm craving a Selección de Mercado, right? And I don't remember that I've smoked that box down to just one left. And I'm like, hey, let's go smoke. I got a couple of these cigars, and I got two buddies with me, or you and Jamie are over at my house. I'm like, yeah, we'll smoke the Selección de Mercado. I open it up. Oh, there's only one cigar in here. I didn't know there was only one cigar in here because I had a whole box sitting.
Right, and I don't puff pass. I do know that you got to be careful when you put your boxes in your humidor, because if you allow your humidity to go up and down, you can actually open up. I've seen people with pictures opening up boxes and it's just full of mold.
Yeah. Max says, I thought we mainly use those for internet accounts when they do samplers. And that may be true. When I'm going to lean on Mac's judgment there.
I will too.
Charles Adams says he's rocking the turd butt comment. But no, I do kind of wish there was an option. Like if I walked in and saw, maybe not for the Rolls Royces,
Right,
the cigars,
top shelves,
right? But I'd love to be able to walk in and grab, a bundle of, Olmec, right? It's not the Menelec, it's not the Senator, it's not the, Tabernacle, whatnot. It's a core line now. It's not the expensive one. I mean, some of them can be expensive when you get the bigger ones. But then same thing for like Romacraft, right? Go in, buy from Romacraft. When you buy from Cigar Bit, a lot of times all the cigars you get from Cigar Bit are bundled cigars.
Right. I mean, and
some I don't frown on Cigar Bit. If that's how you get your cigars, hey,
nothing wrong with that at all.
Keep on.
Drew Estate does real well on their samplers where they have like the blackened thing. And I could see how you could have a 3-pack, a 5-pack. I know Cracker Crumbs did it. I know Saka does it with his polpettas. He does it with chochadas. He does it with frog juice. Just a 3-5-pack because it is safe. It is, contained. And you don't have to buy a box. Sneeze. Sorry. One more.
I'm a fan of minimizing space because we could if every cigar box in there was a bundle, we would not have nearly as much to showcase in there. Now, having boxes also is nice, right? Being able to show boxes on screen. I mean, I posted the picture last week on Instagram of the Olmec.
Well,
Posted it in the
bundles can
box.
be a pain in the butt. Once you pull like 5 or 6 cigars out of a bundle, that bundle starts to get wonky, and so you can't
If you leave
stack
them in the
bundles.
If you leave them in the bundle.
Right. So then on these shelves are 12 inches tall probably, and so if you have nothing but just singles, you either make a mountain of singles where you'll never see the cigars on the bottom, or you have so much open space between, or you have to have 15 different drawers.
Trays.
Yeah. I like to be able to, if I
You
I
can do
can
those
look at,
clear acrylic trays that have holes permeated throughout them.
like that Year of the Rabbit, that Liga Privada Unico Series Year of the Rabbit. I got to go through my Tiger. I got to go through a Pappy, M81, and a Paladin de Saka box. I just pull those 4 boxes out, and I grab that box, I stack it back up, and I put it up. If it's in bundles, it's kind of a little bit more work, more chances of damage too. So I can see your end, but I also see.
But think of the brands that are in there that we don't pull from a lot.
Right. I found a 3/4 full box of Bass Reeves.
Yeah.
In there by Protocol. Which I was like, dang. And so I grabbed a couple and I put them in my little humidor over here, just because I draw out of here, not out of there.
No, and I'm right. I don't really go into that humidor too much anymore. Usually a lot of stuff. When I go in that humidor, I'm usually bagging 10, 15 cigars out of there to put in my Travador to take home, so that I have them at home. And then when I get here, I have my Travador right here, and I'll open up. Both cigars that I pulled out for tonight are out of the Travador.
Right.
Michael Z says Tupperware. Yeah, in a situation where you don't have like a big humidor like we do, like if you've got a cooler like Tupperwares or the clear plastic acrylic case shelves or whatever. There's
like your
well, this is an acrylic humidor. This is a complete acrylic humidor, which is great because I can see inside of it. It's also beautiful to look at.
Not to the Pelican cases. We've got a bunch of Pelican cases, and I got them from Harbor Freight for $50.
The thing though about Pelican cases is unless you remember
don't know what's in it.
You don't know what's in it.
You're right.
And we've run into that problem before where we were downsizing space and we were going through things like, holy crap, did you know that there are, some 2019 Shadies in here?
Right. You're right.
It kind of goes back to that 6 and 1/2 dozen the other, where there's a case to be made on both sides.
Right.
If I'm going to go buy if I'm going to spend, $250, $300 on a box of Liga, or if I'm going to spend $250, $300 on Liga, or I'm going to spend $250, $300 on Foundation, Romacraft, Dunbar Tobacco and Trust, Jason Newman, any of these companies, right? I'm probably going to want to have that box so that I can have that box. It denotes that cigar. I know that there are nothing but that cigar in that box.
Right.
But if I'm going to go spend, $85 on a thing of Umbagog or Factory Smoke or whatever, I don't want that in the box because I've got 10 to 20 of those cigars in there that are, we are moving this thing next week. It's going right here. I'm tired of, I just see all your smoke blowing right past me into this thing. I'm not going to want a box because I don't want it to take up space because I'm probably just going to open that box up, put the cigars in, throw the box out, or keep the box somewhere else.
Right.
Max says, BTCG, I hope you only get your cases at Harbor Freight when they are on sale. There is always one size on sale every week. I save a bunch of money buying them over time.
I didn't have these. I bought these for not last year, but the year before, Savage Feast series, because part of our deal with Drew Estate that year was that we were doing that huge giveaway, and so they were giving us lots of extra cigars that we could take for giveaway. So I literally didn't have any space, and so I would get one of these big, the Apache 4800. Joker's about 16 inches long or wide, 24 inches long, 8 inches deep, I guess. And I used one of those from each barn smoker, pulled all the cigars out of the boxes, and that's just nothing but full of cigars. That's how we made all those samplers. Everybody got a 5-pack of cigars out of the 230 some odd people, and then there were boxes we gave away and all that other stuff. So I got those to store. So I don't think they were much on sale, but I needed them.
But they were still Harbor Freight price.
They were still Harbor Freight. I think they were $50 a piece. I think they were $10 off or something. So I wouldn't have bought those if we just had a glut of cigars in preparation for the big giveaway. So most of those boxes are now empty and up top of the shop. I've got a couple with some of my personal stuff in there, but that's it.
So definitely, it comes down to just having options, and I think that's kind of sort of my thing. Is I wish there was an option to buy some cigars in bundles instead of boxes. Now, obviously, I can negate that by just buying the box, pulling all the cigars out of the box, throwing the box away. And that's probably how cigar manufacturers look at it. Cigar manufacturers probably aren't in the business of trying to figure out ways to not make money.
Right. Well, when you go into a lounge, you go into a humidor, and the first time you buy a cigar, it's going to be based on looks. Most of the time, unless it's a suggestion from somebody. Just a regular guy who goes out golfing, a guy's trip, fishing trip,
unless you're
bachelor
trying to
party.
Be that guy that says, "Oh, I bought the $45 cigar." From
right.
the lounge.
And so you need that pretty box to push. And you also get shelf space. And if you put little bitty packs in there, you get much less shelf space when somebody else is getting more. So it's the whole present, the first bite is with your eyes.
Yeah.
So
Max says, "Man, the channel must be rolling in it, paying full price of Harbor Freight." Now, and again, I think that's where it comes down to, to having options. Like, okay, you're gonna sell the boxes to the humidors. I get hooked on this cigar. I want to buy a whole bunch of them, but I don't have a space to put this whole box of cigars at my house.
right.
I don't want to. Could there be a way where I could buy all 20 of these cigars at $10 cheaper for 20 cigars and just take them home in paper? Right. What's going on, Brad Haney? How you doing this evening? Happy New Year. Welcome to season 6 of Cheap Talk.
Mac, we'd be rolling in it if we bought real Pelican cases. Harbor Freight is still Harbor Freight is still budget. BTCG budget. Now, Mac Bergson, every time he goes into Harbor Freight, there's pictures at every Harbor Freight in Jacksonville that says this guy's going to take 10 things, just give it to him because he's coming back, he'll come back 6 times to get those 10 things. So just give it to him once and let him go out the door. Mac Bergson will shop Harbor Freight.
They always have his picture up in Jacksonville. They got the Ivan everywhere. He's been anywhere there's a Harbor Freight in the destination he's been to. They got one in Shenzhen, China. He going to the Harbor Freight.
I can't believe he doesn't go into Northern Tool because they sell Milwaukee.
What do they?
A lot of Milwaukee. Not as much as Mac sells, but
no, nobody's catching Max. If Milwaukee knew how much product Mac moved, they probably call him for a job interview.
Probably would make him a distributor.
Max says, "I don't think I've ever bought anything at full price at Harbor Freight." Oh, I have.
That's how rich stay rich.
I don't shop at Harbor Freight. Not that I'm a hater. I don't find myself going and buying a bunch of tools. I buy tools at quality manufacturers, so I don't have to go rebuy tools.
And he's waiting for me to die so he can take all my tools.
Max says Northern Tool is crap. Their deals suck. Also, they will accept an order, cancel your order, and then keep your money for like a month. Ooh. Sounds like you've been there, done that kind of
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Cautionary
we're right
tale.
here at 9:50. We are gonna excuse me. Go ahead and finish out the show here. Thank for everybody who showed up throughout the stream. We got up to 26 at one time. Do want to say big thanks to Chris Duque for hitting the love button on Facebook. Jolyn Roberts, Brad Haney, Steve Schufelt, Jess from Stockdale, Chad Carpenter, Charles Adamson, Mike Pfeiffer, Benjamin Todd Fry, and 6 others hitting the like button over on Facebook. And for everybody who hit it on YouTube, I do appreciate you guys hitting it on YouTube. I just can't see that information, or else I would give you all individual shout-outs as well. So if you're looking for validation, next week when we stream, we will have on the Dunbarton girls. I'm so excited about that.
I am too.
And the First Lady. She'll be here in studio.
She'll be sitting in this chair. I'll be sitting probably back there off camera.
I don't think she'll be. I think she'll sit here with me. I think we're just gonna run one computer next week.
Then you definitely have to move that dang thing. Your mom ain't going to handle all that smoke.
No. So you might just be sitting out there. So you might want to find your buddy heater and get some propane hooked up to it, or hook up your forge and sit near it.
I just take this heater with me.
Whatever. But we do thank you all for hanging out with us. Matt Bergson, have a great week. Charles Adamson, night all. We love you guys. Thank you to our sponsors, Drew Estate Quality Importers through Zycar. We do appreciate the love through there. And we'll catch you next week with the Dunbarton Grove. We'll have some stuff coming out probably tomorrow in terms of like ads and whatnot to announce that the Dunbarton Girls are coming on. So Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you all for hanging out with us. It was a great show. Hit the ground running. 26 people.
Couldn't have a great year without y'all.
This evening. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Time to relax. Whew. Man. I'm beat. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.